So,
I'm a dinosaur, yes.
So here you have it, exclusively. It is revealed that actually dinosaurs and lizard people run Square Enix. Hello and welcome to Gaming Talk from Antstream. I'm Trista Bytes and here I have with me Ibs from Square Enix. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to drag you in and talk to you about your history with gaming, where you started off, and how you became the legend of the gaming industry that you are today. I'm not, trying to big you up or anything here.
I was going to say, a pleasure, but that last part's not true. It's a bit of hyperbole there.
Absolute modesty coming through here. So
I'm a dinosaur, yes, but not a legend.
So here you have it, exclusively. It is revealed that actually dinosaurs and lizard people run Square Enix. Good to know.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
No. Well, no, you just confirmed it's true, so it can't be a conspiracy theory by definition. You've blown the conspiracy out of the water right there.
Sorry.
I'm learning something every day. So when you're obviously being a dinosaur, as you've just claimed to be, it's not an insult, it's literally the truth now, pretending to be a human. This means that you've obviously been playing games for quite a while, since the Cretaceous period, possibly. Where did your gaming journey start?
It started back when I was around 8 years old, and it was the Amstrad CPC 464 computer. It was a cassette computer. No cartridges or discs or hard drives. No, it was an actual audio cassette with data written on it, and it took 10 minutes to load each game, and then another 5 minutes to load every level.
Yeah.
And that's where I started. And we didn't have the luxury of a joystick either. I had to use the mouse and not the mouse. I had to use the actual keyboard, and instead of up, down, left, right on a keyboard, you had Q, A, O, and P to control the character or play the game. So those who had a Spectrum or a Commodore or an Amstrad will know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The few of you who are as old as me, but yeah.
What were the games that you started off with? Can you remember what any of them were?
Yeah, there was quite a lot of them. I mean, again, like back in those days, cassettes cost like £3 at WH Smith. I mean, back then that was a lot, but compared to yeah, exactly, right. Give up food and go to the shop and buy a game.
Chocolate bar, game. Or Games magazine, type out game, one way or the other.
Oh God, no, let's not even get into typing out the games. I attempted it a few times and it didn't work.
There was no spell check, one typo and it never compiled.
But the thing is, you can't even spell check, they're not even words.
Yeah.
They're just random code, but yeah. And that was when I decided I never wanted to go into coding.
I see. Yeah. So you're like, games, love them. This side of it, never.
Not making them, no, not for me.
Like so many people fell in love with making games, and I've had the opposite conversation with them. Used to code in things from the magazine, decided I want to be a developer, and you were just like...
I think it was the patience as well. I didn't have the patience to type it out or go through and check every single line to make sure that I got it right. So
especially after you waited 10 minutes for the game to load.
Right, exactly, yeah. So it wasn't worth it. But no, the games I played a lot of the old arcade ones that were ported to it's not even 8-bit. I mean, it's like this computer had like 64 kilobytes of RAM. So it didn't have a lot of RAM to play with, but you had your classics like Outrun, Golden Axe. I'm a massive Sega fan, so like way before I had a Master System, I was loving the Sega game, the arcade games that were out at the time, and playing non-color, non-sound, very slow versions of them, but yeah, those are the kind of ones I played. All sorts of shooters, adventure games. Dizzy is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Again, when I was in school, a lot of people talked about Dizzy, and they were like, "Oh, I'm playing Dizzy." I'm like, "Oh, really? Which one?" And they're talking about like the NES version, which came out much later that I'd never had. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm talking about the much simpler." One-button game with 2 colors, but yeah, just again, that was my first platforming game actually, because it's an adventure game, but it's also a platform because you're controlling a little egg named Dizzy who jumps around and picks up objects and solves puzzles.
I love the way he just yeets himself as well.
It's a somersault, isn't it?
Jump over here.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing that amazes me about games of that era is they're usually made by like 1 or 2 people, like the Dizzy games and a lot of Codemasters games at the time. Codemasters have been around a long time. They were made by the Oliver twins, 2 people who are still active to this day. They've got their YouTube channel where they talk about the games that they made. It's fascinating stuff. But yeah, you'd see like I remember the one of my most cherished games, which got me into gaming as well, was the Amstrad version of Batman the movie, and it was made by like 3 people.
Yeah.
But it's it was that you're into that world of the movie, even though it's not the movie, and it's got set pieces from the movie that you recognise.
Just in like 4 pixels at a time,
Yeah.
kind of format. Oh my God, it's Batman!
And even then, it was the energy bar was basically a picture of Batman, and every time you got hurt, the energy bar went down and it revealed the Joker behind it. But then it would be like a really bad pixel pixel drawing of Batman's face with just 2 eyes and the shape of his cowl.
Like the thing in Nightmare on TV where like the bits of the head go away, and you're just like, it shouldn't be as scary as it is.
I mean, they only had like a little tiny 2 centimeter box to work with, but yeah, it was that sort of thing blew me away and got me into, and this is before storytelling in games. This was just pick up, play something. I was really into the track and field type games. Again, back in those days, you didn't have to hammer a button. You had to wiggle the joystick really hard, really fast, and you'd break a joystick after a week just from doing track and field. But yeah, I loved all sorts of games from that era.
Yeah. Did you get into more of the sports one, or you were a California Games person?
California Games.
The intro to that, I was just like, this is so cool.
It was California Games was the one that I loved, except for the surfing bit, because I could never do it.
Yeah.
It was all about balancing on your surfboard, intricate controls, but I'd always fall off and no.
Yeah, I'm as bad at it in game as I am in real life, I think.
I think that goes for both of us.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we've got that in common, yeah.
I like playing the summer games ones of the archery.
Oh,
Have you ever played that?
Yeah.
And you just there slowly, and it's like press button, pick up thing, press button, draw thing, aim thing against the wind, let go of thing, and if you get a bullseye, a little bunny rabbit goes.
That's right, I remember, yes. Yes.
I really like that. I don't know why. It's one of the things that it's like, I should look back at it and think, oh, that's just so basic. That's not particularly abstract. No, it really still works.
It does.
I really like it, and it just has one piece of music that just is on a loop, and I don't know why, but I find that those kind of games I find quite soothing and just
they are
simple things.
Most of them. I mean, one thing you'll relate to this as well. The games from back in the day are not as easy as they were when we were young.
No.
They are a lot harder now. You go back to them now. No, they are much harder.
I'm never sure if it's just my old reaction times or my lack of patience as a grown-up, or if I was actually just terrible and just thought I was a lot better when I was a kid.
I think the fair answer is to say all of the above.
Yeah, I think so.
A mix of everything.
Definitely, because I remember playing games, and I think I just didn't necessarily think about how good I was at them. I wasn't kind of comparing my gameplay to anyone else's. We were just sitting around someone's house, and someone would be there and they had their C64 or they had their Spectrum or whatever it was. Like, between all the people I knew as a kid in my block of flats, everybody had one.
Oh, right,
So we'd go and we'd play everybody's different things. So it's like I would go next door if I wanted to play Marble Madness, and then we'd take turns playing it. And it would just be kind of like, who can survive for the longest in this game, and being blown away by the graphics, because it's 3D.
I mean, you just raised a good point. 2-player games back in the day, you didn't play together, you took turns. Some of the games had a 2-player option, but that wouldn't mean playing together. It would be player 1's turn, then it would say player 2's turn, and you were like, wow, hang on, it's great that it did that, because games don't do that anymore. But yeah, it was quite brutal as well. You lose friendships at such a young age.
Yeah, I think I lost some friendships over Worms, definitely.
Oh, definitely. Worms is one of those ones, still to this day, that causes friendships to end. Yeah. I
should learn to gloat less, the 1 in a million times I win. I think that's definitely a lesson I've never learned. But the racing games as well, I think that's when some of the 2-player games started to come in, with the racing games and head-to-heads, or just time trials against each other. And we always played taking turns because everyone had to share.
Right.
And I think that's.
There's only usually one controller as well back then.
One system in someone else's house.
Yeah.
And that kind of just shared experience is one of the reasons I like streaming on Twitch, is that it's like I could be there playing that game with nobody there to laugh at me, or I could go online and everyone can laugh at me, which just makes me feel much more nostalgic.
Yeah, definitely.
So what were the other games that sort of got you into gaming as a kid? Where did you go after this?
Oh, so as I got older, I got really heavily into fighting games.
Okay.
So, I started off with, again, ones on the Amstrad where you just have one button and it was like 2 frames of animation. And then the ones that changed it for me, everyone says that Street Fighter 2 is the one that changed it for me, but Mortal Kombat, the first one.
Oh, so good.
Wow. Not only was it, because I saw it on the arcade, I didn't play it on the arcade, but I witnessed it and I was like, this is amazing. And seeing how they ported it over to the home systems at the time, even on the Master System, they got rid of a character, but they kept the gameplay still there, and on the Game Boy as well, so it's great that they managed to port it quite well for those of us at home. But yes, that's still to this day one of the franchises that I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, it was just kind of like there were real people in the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, very horrific things happen in that game, but at the same time...
What console did you have it on?
Oh, I had it on the Master System.
So you had the blood, not the sweat.
That's right, yeah.
That was an important distinction that made people like us much cooler in the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the important thing that people needed to bear in mind, that unlike Nintendo versions, we had the option for blood.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had the games on the Mega Drive.
Same.
So, yeah.
Same. I was a Sega boy. I got a Super Nintendo much later down the line and an N64, but yeah, I was mainly Sega throughout my childhood years.
Yeah. Did you get into any fights in the playground over this? Any
no.
that you'll admit to?
No, actually, funnily enough, I didn't get into many fights, no. Mainly because in my school, most people were Sega fans. So I was quite lucky.
The problem for you.
Yeah, I got quite lucky, yeah.
So your love of gaming obviously led to your career choices, and you've worked for some of the most incredible publishers out there. And did you ever think that you'd get to work in games publishing when you were a kid?
Never. It wasn't even a dream of mine when I was young. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I studied film and television, again, without the intention of working in the games industry. First job was a QA tester at Sega. Mm-hmm. And that path started from there. And I've, stayed in the industry since. It's led to incredible opportunities working at PlayStation, working at Capcom, working at 2K, and then back at Sega again, and now currently at Square Enix. So I've had quite a
You're working your way around all of the different publishers at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, not the intention, but I've been quite lucky though. Mm. Yeah, definitely been quite lucky. See, I'm doing something right, I think.
I think so. I mean, that as a CV is fairly impressive. I think if you showed your CV to you as a child,
of course. A lot of my colleagues in the companies I've worked for, we've always said that, if we told our younger selves about where we are now and what we're doing, we'd never believe it. No, and it is a wonderful industry to work in, no matter what you're doing, because there's so many talented people in so many different areas at every company. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think if I went back to childhood me and said, by the way, when you're sort of about to turn 40, you're going to be paid to play retro games and be sent challenges by viewers who are just going to laugh at you for losing. They're going to like it better when you lose the challenges. And you're just going to be playing 8 and 16-bit games.
Yeah.
I never would have believed that. A, because Twitch didn't exist at the time, so it would have been slightly out of context. But B, just the idea that you can turn a passion into a career was something that I just wouldn't have thought I would be able to do.
Exactly.
I've wrote magazine articles and blog articles on retro games, and I think childhood me would have just been absolutely sort of in awe of the fact that that's even a possibility.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well about, you mentioned retro games, is the fact that they're very difficult to collect now because of how rare they are and the increase in price.
Yeah,
but
cassettes degrade.
Exactly, and discs degrade as well,
yeah.
and the actual lenses of the consoles degrade. Mm. But the fact that we're able to use things like Antstream, where we can instantly have access to any game, load it up straight away, play it as it was intended, with all the bells and whistles, being able to save and play online, it's incredible.
Save states are good, yeah.
Save states are a godsend. We didn't have those as a kid.
Being able to just press start button again and add more coins is also a
exactly.
godsend.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have, you didn't have that much money to spend on the arcades when you were little. So yeah.
Yeah, it has been quite a game changer. But as well as being able to play the games as intended, we can also play them not as intended, because we do have challenges and things on here at the moment. So I think it's only fair, as you are such a legend of the gaming industry, that I should challenge you to a challenge. Just to drop that on you here.
You're just not managing those expectations really well.
So, I, as the pro gamer known for losing challenges, am going to challenge you, Ibs, of the gaming legend status.
Oh my God, you need to stop using that.
No.
You won't say it after we play, trust me.
I think we should go back to a game we mentioned briefly earlier, and we should play a little bit of Marble Madness.
Challenge accepted.
Basically, it's a race. Okay, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay, you want to see my tactics?
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. Strategic here. I always...
Focus.
Focus. Just no. This way. Try and sneak past. No, get out of my way. Look, stop distracting me. Stop distracting me. Okay. Got to avoid these. Avoid the killer slinkies. No. Oh, well, I avoided the killer slinkies.
And the stage.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 isn't bad. Okay, that one's in hot pursuit.
You're doing it. Oh! I spoke too soon.
You jinxed it.
Sorry,
that
I spoke too soon.
Definitely was jinxing it. Okay.
No! That wasn't me jinxing it.
No, that was just me being rubbish. Okay. No. So close, but yet so far.
No.
I'm just going easy on you. I'm just going easy on you. Look, I'd do much better at this if gravity didn't exist. The ricochet. Just
focus. That's better.
And then to the goal. Look at that. So I thought a minute. Do you think you can do it quicker than that?
I think I'm confident.
You think you're confident? I shall hand you the controller of power.
Okie doke.
A to start.
Yep.
Okay. Calm. I like the game face, the seriousness.
Okay, let's see it again. This is harder than I remember.
They always are.
Isometric games with it. Oh,
losing precious seconds here. Oh, managed. Oh, see, there's
no.
me jinxing it for you. Too far, cleaned up.
Oh, my word.
Oh, you're dizzy, but you're still managing to continue. The Slinkies of Doom.
Go away, Slinky.
Slinkies
no,
of Doom.
bridge. Oh, that's not fair. This is not fair.
That's not fair.
The Slinky got me.
Okay, but you're making progress.
I'm not going to beat you, I'm telling you.
We'll see. There's still 10 seconds left to beat me.
10 seconds, you say? Concentrate.
Oh, look at that. That was rather.
No.
From that bit. Up till that bit where you fell in that hole, that was doing very well.
And I've done it. I didn't beat you.
4 seconds in it.
Did I? But I didn't beat you though, did I?
You did not. Victory does indeed go to me. I'll be making myself a trophy for that, I believe. So, you have lost. I hope you can cope with the...
Look, we're all winners, right?
We are.
I'm just going to keep telling myself
as
that.
As always said by anyone that's just come second in a challenge. But it has been lovely talking to you. Thank you
so much. No, thank you for having me. It's been fantastic.
Really good fun, and look forward to seeing everything else that you're going to achieve over your epic career.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye.